Hey guys, so we have had a ton of Epic Universe updates as of late, and today we have some more photos, and these I think you're going to think are really cool. So let's get into it. So come on and join me. So we are going to break these down by each picture here. There's not a ton, but I wanted to show you the few that we do have because this does focus at nighttime. And thank you once again to BioReconstruct for all of the photos that you provide. We greatly appreciate it. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Here is the first one. So the first thing we're going to talk about is this one. We're going into the portal here of the Ministry of Magic, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And you can actually see in this photo here, this is the Elder Wand on top, but there is a light on inside of the portal. It's like a purple light. You can actually see there's some cones there at the bottom, but just like the commercials that Universal's been showing of how the portals light up, we were right this whole time. The portals do light up at night and they change colors. But you can also see that there is an inscription on the actual portal itself. I can't see what it says from here, but there has been those show up in the concept art as well. You can see that where it was added, probably within the last couple of weeks, it's probably been there, but I think this is amazing. Moving on to the next photo, this is just an aerial overview of Epic Universe from behind the Helios Grand, which if you saw the last video that we made, we drove right by it on the bus going from Universal to the Selenova Resort, which is awesome. It was really cool to see that in person. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you check that out. But you can see everything in clear view here. We've got the Isle of Berk in the top left, Super Nintendo at the top of the photo, and to the right, Dark Universe, and a little bit of the Wizarding World to the bottom left of the photo there. Now, moving on, this is the Kronos. This is the entrance to the park. This is right before nightfall completely sets here. But you can see in this photo, the Kronos lit up. Look at the blue lights all around the actual portal itself. Doesn't that look awesome? Now, like I mentioned in the last video, we did see the Kronos from our hotel room and at night, and we could see it lit up. Not very well because of the lighting. It was raining and it was really cloudy, but we could see a lot of that there. But you can see here how it just lights up, has like a starry effect to it, and it looks really awesome here. And of course, there's still some construction work being done throughout here, which is not completely finished yet. Moving on to the next photo here, we do have a little bit of the fountain area here. This is the show fountain that's right in front of the Helios Grand. And I mean, this looks awesome. This just looks great. I'm loving every bit of this here. I really like how they have incorporated this with all the lights and the color. Like, this is a park that's going to be visible and beautiful at night. And it has to be, right? Because if you're staying at the Helios Grand, which is the first in-park hotel on Universal property, you want to be able to look inside of the park at night. Then right over there next to that, to the left of that, is the Celestial Carousel, which we also saw from the road next to Epic Universe from the Selenova Resort. And I keep plugging that video, and I'm going to keep plugging it because we saw a lot in that. And this looks awesome. You can see it here. This one is lit up pretty bright here at night. Notice the blue lights here at the bottom and everything's reflecting in the water. That just looks amazing. There's a frame for a band shell recently added at the bottom center that you can see there. But all of that just looks great, and it's coming together so nicely. Notice the lights on top too. Like it's almost like Christmas lights on top and going around. It just looks good and encompasses the look of it and just gives it a complete finish. It's not completely done yet because there's a couple of things that they need to fix on it, but it's getting there. It's getting really, really close. Let's back it up a little bit here. In this next photo, you can see everything just a little bit. You can see the Isle of Berk over to your right, Super Nintendo to the bottom, which we're going to get to, Dark Universe to the bottom left, and of course the Wizarding World to the top left there. Now let's step into the Isle of Berk for just a minute. You can see things are lit up here. We have at the bottom of the photo, we do have the great meat hall, which looks awesome. And then over here to the left, there is the Spitfire grill, and to the right, the training camp, and in the middle, the statues are not lit up. So I don't really know, like, if they're supposed to be lit up or not. I guess not. But on the flip side of this photo here, you can see a little more into the Isle of Berk, and you can see how the training camp is lit up here. Dragon Racer Rallies is lit up, and then just areas around there too, with like lights that are on the walkways, so you can actually see where you're going in here, which looks great. And then moving on to the next photo here, we have the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, just really quickly and really briefly. Now look at this. In this photo, you can see that this is lit up here, but it's a different color that was in the last one. It was like a purplish color, the portal I'm talking about. You can see it's like a bluish color in this photo. In the last one, it was like a purplish color. But also, you can look down in there, all the street lights are on, and it looks beautiful, looks great. And then, of course, over top here, we can see the entrance to the show here, which is going to be one of the things I keep calling it, the hidden Mickey that's in the park here. You can see the tent area there lit up, and it has all the string lights up there, so that looks really good too. Now, let's talk about Dark Universe for just a minute, because this is really like one of the things we got to see the most at the Celanova, I felt like. Now we're looking into this. Here is the portal of Dark Universe, lit up at night with the purple lights and all the purple lights around it as well. This looks amazing. Now the other night when we were out there, we couldn't see this from the road or from the resort, but this looks awesome. How it's lit up, looks bright, and that purple light is just shining as you're walking in. I cannot help but think of this just going to be all this sound effects and everything as you walk in. And a couple of friends of mine have said that they were standing out there and they heard screams from the outside, and they think this was from Dark Universe. So hopefully so. This next photo just gives you a little bit better of a view, showing that in there. And it also looks like, if you look at the top of the photo, that the little lightning rod is going to light up blue like it's been struck by lightning, which is just great. I'm sure there will be a whole effect of everything looks like it's just pulsating throughout that, and it's going to look amazing. Also, at the bottom of the photo here, you can see the little tiki bar that's over there. It's lit up. It's got lights on there now, so that looks really good too. We've got the Phantom Manor here. Well, not the Phantom Manor, but that's what we used to call it. The Frankenstein Manor here, lit up. Now, we did see this quite a bit in our previous video, that was lit up pretty bright, and it looked amazing at that. So that's really cool to see. But this is the one I really wanted to talk about here, is the Burning Blade Tavern is on fire. Now, we know that this was supposed to be a thing that it goes off like every 8 to 10 minutes, that there will be a fire effect, very similar to the Dragon in Diagon Alley. But this looks great. I mean, it looks so good. And with this lit up, I think it's just going to be a whole new level and a whole different thing. And it's going to be like the photo op of the century. Now, is this going to happen during the day too? I'm not sure. It may or it may not, but it would be cool if it did during the day as well. But this looks amazing. I think this is the money shot of all of the whole photos that we're going to go through today. This one's just awesome and amazing. So let me know down in the comments what you think about that, because I think, oh, it's so cool. Let me back up really quick to the Isle of Berk and show you that the portal was lit up with that one too. You can see here it's kind of like a reddish orange type of color there, so it's kind of like a different color, but that looks great there as well. Now, moving on to Super Nintendo World, let's talk about this. You can see it lit up here, starting to look bright and nice here. This is just like an overview photo. Now, going deeper into it, you can see things are lit up in here. Notice Peach's Castle here to the right. We do have a mushroom painting on the floor here, so that looks to be close to being done. But if you notice, the spire on the right here is still not finished. It's still not completely painted pink, and the one to the left there is not as well. Now, if you look at the top right of the photo, you see the little gazebo there. That is where Princess Peach is going to make her meet and greets there. We have Yoshi's just chilling and hanging out here. Just having a good time, as you would say. And moving on to Donkey Kong Country. You can see this lit up at night. Now, notice the bus behind it. That is the route that you take from going from the Stella Nova to City Walk. So keep that in mind, but I just wanted to point that out. But look at this lit up at night. This is so cool. Angie and I watched Super Mario Brothers last night, the new movie from Illumination. And it showed like when they went into Donkey Kong Country and they had this there, and it looks so awesome. It just got me more excited for Epic Universe. But this looks incredible. I cannot wait to experience this at night. It looked really cool at night from the opposite side, so I can't wait to see what it looks like there. Pull back a little bit further here, you can see some blue lighting going on and lighting going on into the world there. And that just looks amazing. Also, back over here, let's take a look at Bowser's Castle lit up at night. Look at that, man. It just looks like fire is about to come out of his mouth and out of his eyes. It just looks great. Looks fantastic. Mario Motors is lit up there to the right. And all the other lights going on to the left. Now notice over here to the left, that the mystery blocks are lit up too. That this one to the left at least is. You can see it right there to the left of Bowser and right by the warp pipe there. That one's lit up and it looks really cool. Now going back around here, we're going to pull out a little bit further here just to show you another aerial overview of everything that you can see. Now, if you notice at the bottom of the photo, there's like the little pyramids. We could actually see that from the road, and we could see Mount Beanpole from the road too by going by, but we couldn't see a whole lot. I think there was a piranha plant that we saw as well. If you go back and watch that last video, you'll be able to see that. But it was just really cool to be able to see all that from the road and see that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the portal here going into Super Nintendo World. Look at this. This is beautiful. Just look at the colors here, but also look at the floor here, or at the ground. This is nice and lit up. Look at the star there inscribed on the ground, and it's getting really close to being done. And then it just works so well with the portal being lit up at night. Man, that just looks so good. I'm just gonna let y'all take that in for just a minute because that looks amazing. All of them look amazing, but I think this got me besides Dark Universe, this got me the most excited for that because it just looks great. And then of course, the last photo here, we're gonna look at the Kronos one more time lit up. Looking beautiful from a little bit further back. You can see here at the bottom of the photo, that is where you're going to scan in with your tickets, and then you're gonna walk forward right into the park. I cannot wait to do this. I purposely am going to leave the park and go back in at night just so I can see it like this lit up. It's so awesome and it looks great, and I cannot wait for it. Well, let me know what you guys think of these photos. Does it make you more excited to see Epic Universe at night? Did you get to check out the Stella Nova Resort video that we did? There's two versions. There's a room tour, and then there's a full-on version that includes the room tour, and it's like an hour and a half long. So make sure you check that out because it gives you every detail from staying at the resort to going to City Walk and coming back and all that stuff. Lunch, dinner, breakfast, all that stuff is included in that video. And that gave us our first sense of Epic Universe. I said in that video that it truly feels like things have changed and it's going to be different from now on. And I cannot wait to see what happens. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new here, please consider subscribing, hit that like button and the notification bell so you know when our next video is coming out. And remember, the road goes ever on. I will see you in the parks.